Hey, how you doing, Facebook family? And my fans from Bouncing Back with Pretty Pat, my podcast show. I know this is kind of like, off, just off the hip, as they call it. But I think it's necessary. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm rather pissed off, because of what's going on around the United States now and with our culture. And you always hear how black people are or whatever in America. I'm a black man. I'm a black felon. And I'm an American. Now, dude, I feel good about that. Just tune in and you'll find out. Go get all your buddies. Go get whoever there is. Because we about to have some real talk. It's time to. Later for all that P. Diddy mess and whatever you're doing, just give me a few. You know what? I'm not even going to put a time limit on it because I'm going to talk. Because it's time to. We're at war. And I think that we need to discuss this because what's going on, a lot of people don't even see or recognize. It's going over their heads. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you like this. Tune in. And we're going to get some real talk. We're going to get to the bottom of this racist thing. We're going to get to the bottom of whether I'm proud to be an American or not. We're going to get to the bottom of this P. Diddy thing. We're going to get to the bottom of this Elon Musk and Trump and all of this mess. And who's to blame and who's not to blame and all of this, it's just time to talk. Because it's getting out of hand. No, I'm sorry. Scratch that. It's out of hand. So, I might not be myself, the polite, nice, guy that you usually see. Because like I said at the beginning of my show, I'm pissed. And a lot of black Americans should be pissed as well. A lot of black felons, non-violent, should really be pissed. And I'll tell you why. So I got something to do. I got to run and, shoot to a meeting right quick. But I just wanted to give some people the heads up. Because if you really want to know or you really want to see, tune in. I guess I'll be back about 8, 9, 10, one of the two. But just kind of like keep checking. Because, everybody else off the chain. Ain't nobody else on time with what's supposed to happen. Everybody else just doing what they want to do. Does that sound, familiar to you? Where if you don't know, I'm talking about Trump and all them guys. And we're going to really talk about this thing. And a lot of people don't even care and don't even want to hear about it. But let me give you this piece. And this is just a small hint. It's not about P. Diddy. It's not about Jay-Z. It's not even about us sitting around conversating about that. Who got the most money? Who did what? The proof is in the pudding. The man is not, he hasn't been found guilty or anything. Now, I can say a lot of things that he's been accused of. I mean, it's too many people saying what they say for it not to be true. Just in my heart, I think it might be a little truth to it. But I say again, he's not found guilty yet, and he's innocent until found guilty. But this is the trick. It was never about P. Diddy. That was the bone. That was the bone that was thrown in the middle of the pile so all of us could pay attention to P. Diddy. You know why? Because they know, and I'm talking about racist America. I'm talking about Trump and all them cats, Elon Musk. I mean, y'all say what y'all want to say. I'm going to say what I want to say. I'm going to say how I feel because I don't think it's right. And I think that a lot of us need to really put down whatever you're holding and think about this thing and pay attention. And it's not that we're going to a race war. It's we are in a race war. Pay attention. Now, I might sound a little crazy to some people, but if others think about it, and if you've been studying and watching, you will see that I know what I'm talking about. So again, I'm Pat, bouncing back with Pretty Pat. I'm, actually a activist myself. Whoever knows my background, my father was a civil rights activist for Martin Luther King and with all them guys. And it's just in my blood, And I appreciate everybody chiming in. I didn't really mean to be up here this long because I got to go. But I just wanted to give you a taste of what to look for, because this is serious. And you really need to stop and think about these things and stop saying you don't care, or it doesn't, it doesn't harm you. It doesn't pertain to you, or what all these excuses us blacks do. It does pertain to us, because what they just did was they snuck on in there. And you know how they snuck in there? Because we are divided and not united. And that is our biggest problem. That is our main problem. And a lot of people don't think nothing of it, but it's the key to our success. And I'm going to show you and tell you how when I get back. But meanwhile, think about this thing. Trump and Elon Musk, they don't even care about the presidency. They don't even care about the Republicans. They don't care about what's really supposed to be going on. They had a plan. They had a mission. And they had implemented it a long time ago. All Trump needed to do was get in office. See? Now, he knew that he would win, which he didn't think he would win. He was amazed that he did win. But Elon and all of them knew that he would win, because they knew one major piece to this entire puzzle. They knew that we weren't going to stick together. Yeah, everybody talking about Harris. She should have won. She didn't win because of this. They did this. They did that. We can't blame nobody for Harris not winning but us. If we stick together, and if we do what we supposed to do as a culture, as one, she would have won. She would have won. We are to blame because she's not in office. Because, again, we don't stick together. And a lot of people might, feel like, I've heard this before. Nah, you might have heard it before, but have you seen it? Have you seen what's going on? Have you seen all the cuts? Have you seen what they doing? Did you see Elon Musk standing in the Oval Office, just chilling? He's a normal citizen just like me. Yeah, he might got a little more money. Well, a whole lot more money. But he's no different than me. How can he ask for Americans' identifications, personal business, and all that? What time you coming back? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm supposed to read the cues and all that. I'm not used to doing this, but guess what? I'm going to do what I can, and I'm going to do the best I can, because I need to get this out to y'all. And I really need y'all to really listen to me, and I really need you to pass this on. So don't hate. Let's start this from the top. Don't hate. I'm just a message. Because I always felt that God put things on my heart, and he does. He gave me this. And he gave me this vision a long time ago. And everything that they're doing, I called a long time ago. Because, see, I didn't jump on the P. Diddy situation because I knew that it was a trick of the devil. I knew that something else was to come. And now they're trying to make that black man look like a pure devil, a monster. When they are really the devil and the monster. And again, I'm talking about racist white people. I'm going to say Europeans. I'm going to still keep it respectful. Because, see, I don't have a bad bone in my heart. But it's wrong. And I see what you're doing. And I'm pissed. And I'm going to enlighten all my other brothers and sisters so that all of us can come together and think. Because that's the only way we're going to be successful in this world. And they know this. And they're scared that if we pull together and unite, we'll be the majority and not the minority. So that's why they play with our minds, because they know we don't care. They know that, and about this disliking each other and not being unified or whatever, this goes way back. This goes back to slavery. When the slave masters was making the slaves dislike each other, but like the master. That mentality has been in our mindsets our entire life. It has been the same thing generation after generation after generation. I don't know how they did it, but they did it. Because ever since then, it's like we just can't be united. It's like do you see all the other races? They stick together. They don't bend. But us, we talk about each other. We hate on each other. Winning doesn't meet logical thinking with all. Oh man, I like that. I'm gonna try to keep up with the cues, but with what y'all saying out there, because I really appreciate y'all chiming in, and listening to what I gotta say. I said I had to go, but I'm already started. So guess what? I'm gonna go ahead and push it. See, when I used to look at the P. Diddy thing, right? And my girl used to always be like, why you all into that? It's like you're obsessed with P. Diddy. And I told her one night, I said, I'm not obsessed with P. Diddy. I'm just watching and seeing the tricks. I'm just watching to see what's next, because I knew that this was another black millionaire that they was trying to throw in the fire so that they could get away with something that they are planning to do. And that's exactly what they did. Black America, we got to wake up. We got to stick together. We got to stop disliking each other. Y'all gangs out there, yeah, we know you can pull the trigger. We know you a shooter, but you're shooting each other. You're shooting your brother. You're shooting your sister. I'm not going to come out my mouth and say, go shoot somebody else, because that's just not right. But I can say this, put it on hold, because it's coming. Because they're on the war path. And we just dodging and dillying and whatever they say. We just living every day, just living it. Not even thinking that they planning and they creeping and they coming. They already setting up. That's why cameras are everywhere. Elon Musk and his little armored car, that's what I call it. And there's some black people who can go forward and get it. That's an armored car for them. That's an armored car for their little war. That's what Elon Musk is about. So don't get it twisted and go buy this old ugly car. Because as you can see, it's not for looks. White people don't do anything for looks, or they don't clean their shoes off and keep them and save them for a year. They use it for what it's for, and then they throw them away and get another one. This car, he ain't make no car for no looks. He made it for what it was for, a war on these streets. He ain't even from America. What is he doing on American soil, talking in the White House, in the Oval Office, saying what he's going to do for our country? This guy makes, I think I read $26 million a day. Now, if I'm wrong, quote me on it. Go check it, fact check, or whatever you got to do. But I'm trying not to cuss, man. But it's a shame. I'm trying to get everybody to see, but I'm so caught up because sometimes I get in my feelings and I'll get to talking and I get to going fast and I'll lose my points. But I just wanted to come up here and just go, real quick and just do. I had so many notes. I mean, man, I've been studying this thing. But I said, you know what? Just turn on the mic and talk and just say how I feel. And how I feel is like a damn fool. I'm in America, and I'm a black man who is trying to do something with my life, just like so many other black people. But you got so many curves and obstacles that you got to take. And to be a black man with a felon, that is so wrong. That is so wrong. You got us. Let's just say me. I'll use me. Y'all know my history. I've been wrestling with that thing for like 30 years. Being in the streets, selling drugs, using drugs, hustling, the tricks. how they get you. You know, cars, nice cars, clothes, girls, money, and all that. Something that's very minute, but we'll chase it. But I chased it. Then I got hooked on drugs, and then I started using drugs because, you know, I was selling them and then just fun, and I just, you know, like everybody else, tried something, and that's what it's been. But what I'm trying to say is I have never killed anybody. I have never done anything but try to get on my feet and live my life and get a career like everybody else and make my mother proud before she goes to lay her head down. But I can't do that because I'm caught up in a system. I'm caught up in a system that's going to keep me down. Felony status. They know it's wrong. Everybody was happy about Biden pardoning those, I think it was 2,500 people. That was a good thing. 2,500 non-violent criminals. I guess, you know, he's about to lay it down himself. So, you know, you want to make his heart right, you know, when he go up top. You want to make sure he did the right thing. You don't really want probably about his son. I mean, well, it was about his son. But the extra was of showing God that he's trying to correct the wrong that he knew was wrong. Non-violent criminals. Why are we being incarcerated? Why are we being labeled as felons and having people treat us in a way that we're the scum of America? Why is that? I'm a non-violent criminal who works, who tries to do the right thing, who tries to get on his feet. But when you're on probation, you got to go do your time. Then you got to come home and be on probation. And like my probation officer, she didn't have anything good to say about helping me get a job or anything positive about the being productive and re-entering society like you're supposed to. That was never our conversation. Our conversation was based on a urine sample and are you paying your fines? Every time I went down there, it was a threat about going back to jail if you don't do the right thing. How can a man mentality stay focused on doing what's right when he's constantly being threatened while he's doing what's right from a PO that she don't have your back? She didn't have my back. Now, I'm pretty sure there's some other POs down there, but come on, man. I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to do. But at the beginning, I was like, can you help me get a job? No, you can probably go to a whatever. You know, it's just not fair. They're not seeing it. It's set up for you to do what you do, to send black people back to penitentiary so it can be it can be a continuance of mass incarceration. That's why we so packed in these penitentiaries. It's not because so many people doing all these crimes. People doing crimes, but these are things that are technical. These are dirty urines. These are not reporting 1 month. You get violated, you go down there, and she can be as nasty, which she probably will, and send you back to jail. So that's the name of the game. And then when you go back to jail, you know, you got to start over. It's not fair, but that is a non-violent criminal's history. And that's who Biden set free. Now, how do you think I feel and all these other non-violent criminals who's been wrestling with this situation all his life? Can't never get a break. Non-violent. And if he let them go like that, he knew in the back of his mind that they had did a wrong that he had to right at least a little bit of it. You can't see that? You didn't see that? And then old dumb Trump come and he gotta be better, but he's so stupid. He don't do better. He do worse and show how ignorant he is. What he did was he gave those people from January the 6th who rushed into that, the building and did all those crazy crimes and I think they killed somebody, and it was just, it was it was what's not non-violent. It was they were violent criminals, and he gave them a full pardon. A full pardon means anything they had before then is gone. And a lot of them was what? Guess what? I ain't gonna say a lot. A few of them were pedophiles. Had open cases for sex charges. And he gave them a full pardon. All of them. All of them. Think about that. So that shows that he don't care nothing about no American dream. He don't care nothing about no American nothing. He just showed us that he is the head, and he is down with the racists, the head of the racists, whatever they are. These groups, whatever. I don't know, man. I don't even like talking about it because it pisses me off. But my thing is this. We got to stick together. We got to open our eyes. We got to see what's going on, man. We got to see what's going on. It wasn't about P. Diddy and them. Now, look at it. You got 50 Cent. Now, I thought 50 Cent, that used to be my boy. I always listen to his music. I used to or whatever. But now he clowning himself. Making a big deal and clowning P. Diddy and all these other people. Like it's cute. It ain't cute. You looking right stupid. Because you fell for the okie doke or the banana in the tailpipe. The white man give you something and you run with it. Now you dogging your brother. Let's just say it ain't about him. What about his family? What about his kids? What about that little baby? You know what I'm saying? He's still human. He's just like everybody else. Had a problem. He sound like he had a major problem. But my point is, let's get him some help. Let's send him through the justice system like he's supposed to and get him some help. Let's don't talk about him and dog him. Because when you talking about him and dogging him, they always throw another bone in there. And then you're talking about another bone. And then they get that girl, I forgot her name, Jaguar, whatever. All of them just talking about black people, each other. Oprah and all that, man. Come on, man. What's really real? You know what I'm saying? If we all stuck together, and we didn't, bash or hate on one another, we would be the most powerfulest race in the world. And they know this. Check the news out. It's other people in other countries, black people in Africa, heads or whatever, I don't know. They up there talking now that they feel for us. They waiting for us to make a stand. They waiting for us to stop acting stupid, wake up and say, hold on, man, this can't happen. All we got to do is stop hating on each other and help each other. That's what it's about. Help each other and grow. We can be millionaires. We can make millionaires within our own culture. Something we that smart, We can make a millionaire, then the next one make another. That's what they doing. Trump, man, it's crazy, man. Do the math, do the science, open the books, study it, but get serious because it's a race war going on now. And they think we so stupid that we won't see it, and they're going to creep right on in and do what they do. Talking about taking all our stuff. Talking like the benefits that older people have. Meals on wheels and stuff. They talking about counseling and all that. Do you think they care about anybody? So I'm asking you, and I'm challenging you to stand up, to pay attention. Let's stop dogging P. Diddy and that whole, let's don't even pay that no mind. Let that situation go the way it's going to go, but don't feed it. If you don't feed it, it don't grow. They love seeing us down our fellow brother. They love it. You don't see white people doing that. If a white person, you don't see them all on the internet, all on social media. They just hand balls. A ball. I guess it's probably it's probably 100 podcast shows now. Just off P. Diddy and what they got going on. Mind your business, man. Do what you got to do. Start off on your own. Create your own. Don't let somebody throw something in there and you bite and you run with it, because that's what it was meant to do. Now you looking stupid because you dogging your fellow brother. That's crazy, man. And nobody likes pedophiles or, people that doing all that old crazy stuff. And, I can't stand it. Yeah, it pissed me off. But at the same time, they've been doing it. I'm going to tell you this and then I'm going for real. They've been doing it. And I'm going to give you an example. Because, see, I went to school and I studied and I used to read and I used to remember this stuff. Now, I might not remember it to a T. But let me tell you this. What they claiming P. Diddy and Jay-Z and all them doing, they putting it in the lights. They're using the media to magnify the situation so that we can see that they are so monstrous, if that's a word. I know monstrosity is a word. They want us to see that, and they want us to concentrate on it, and they want us to just stay there. Just stay there. So they can do their little sneaky stuff. And then what's going to happen is they're going to turn around and get somebody else. And next thing you know, they're going to be ahead in some kind of way. Their whatever plan they had is going to be done. Because we're so busy over here talking about P. Diddy. The hell with P. Diddy. He did what he did. He got to go through the system. He in jail. Let him do his time. His family home. His family missing him. And I'm pretty sure his kids, all the pieces. That's the story of our life. That is the story of our life. And we got to stop that. Now they're trying to use it as if like he created this. When I studied this thing called Western civilization. This was about the Europeans back in them days. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I haven't read it in a long time, but I'm thinking it was the Catholics or whatever. Allegedly, whatever you got to say to cover yourself. But anyway, they already, like when they had the kings and queens and the burgesses and the servants and all that, them days. They believed in having a young child, in their household, in their castle, along with their wife and their servants and all of that. And they could have sexual intercourse with that boy and his wife. And it was legal. That's just what they did. And they did it for a long time. But I think it was something like when they turned 16, you had to let them go. See, the Catholic Church back then was so rich, the art and all of those stuff. They had an agreement with the government to govern them up their own. That's why when they did that pedophile investigation in 2003, 2001, one of them, they discovered a lot of doctors and archbishops and priests. And you see what I'm saying? They've been doing this long time ago. If you don't believe it, look it up. If you don't believe it, go study it. It's going to piss you off because it's true. Then they had that when they cut it out and all of that blended into coming towards this way, they had to find a way to hide that. It became a secret. It became a secret society. Now, people say the Illuminati or whatever, they think it's just one thing. Illuminati can be any type of group. To me, it's just a secret society. And this was a secret. And I truly believe that they lived this thing to a T until blacks started getting a little money. The little young black boys. And they started watching and they started peeping. And they decided to test one of them because they needed a fall guy. They needed a face for their bullshit. So that's when P. Diddy comes along. Or whoever else. Way before P. Diddy. Some say, allegedly, way back in Sidney Poitier days. But my point is this. They don't like you. Why would they look out for you? Why would they give you all glamour and bling and make you a star and all that just because they like you? No, they trying to get you in. They trying to bait you in. They trying to get you locked So now you in, and once you in, you can't turn back. So all you do then is what they say do. So that's what P. Diddy was doing. And I guess P. Diddy got high on his horse or whatever, got the liquor thing or whatever. You don't even know where this came from. But just know it came from somebody who said, you know what? He getting too grown. Sit him down. Plus, we got this thing going on over here. We need a diversion. Throw the card in on Diddy. But you like Diddy. I thought Diddy. I don't give a damn about Diddy. Put him in the fire. Call the media. Call the news. And that's when all of this started. Same thing with when they did the pedophile investigation in 2003, 2004, and that came out. The feds did that, and it was all preachers and all archbishops and doctors and all that. They needed a diversion. Guess what the diversion was? The sniper investigation. Now you got one young guy and one old guy riding around in an old Caprice with a hole in the trunk, shooting people, shooting innocent people. What sense did that make? And they couldn't find them for so long. But they were just riding back and forth from rest area to rest area, doing what they did. You don't think they knew where they were? They needed time. They needed time to hide some stuff. Just like the home, what's the home, whatever, security or whatever. They ran in Puffy house. Everybody, he ran in the house. They went in there. They didn't even have no evidence. They were trying to hit it. You don't know what they was doing. They could have been in there getting evidence from Puffy, from these big billionaires, so that they can be cleared. And their name's not in it. That's what they could have been doing. But we so small, we think inside the box. Oh, they went in there and did Puffy. Everything about Puffy. It ain't about Puffy. It's about these racist people trying to take and ruin our lifestyle. It's about these racist people that's don't, just put it this way, because I can't even talk. And let me slow down. They don't want us to stick together. They know if we stick together, how powerful we would be. They know this. They already scared of you. That's why they got to keep it a secret. If it wasn't a secret, if they was really bad, bold and all that, stand up. Walk proud. That's what Trump tried to have y'all do, but he tricked you. Trump had y'all dumbass go and do all that. But I can't say that because he saved you in the end. But back to this. Racism. Is it right? If it was us, we couldn't have put 1 foot on that step. They would have shot us. These people got inside. But anyway, man, it ain't good to keep talking about this thing. But another thing, all immigrants that come to this country, look it up, fact check, whatever, get some type of reprimand or something. It's something. We don't get nothing. We still asking for it. Just like Trump, it's just so many tricks. Just like Trump talking about this wall. The hell with the wall. You think that's the only way drugs and Mexicans getting in? I wouldn't be surprised if they not in the mix some kind of way, but got us looking at the wall. You got to look beyond the wall. It's not right. It's time to do something about it. It's time for, I got to do something with my life. I'm pissed off right now because it's a lot of, obstacles and this and that. And, I'm trying my best, man. But I'm going to tell you like this. And it's a quick one and I'm going to go. Maya Angelou, right? The great poet. She helped run the civil rights, movement. She was one of the ones that helped move that too. I see y'all. Good looking out, Lisa. I see you, baby. Big little sis, I see you. I got to start letting y'all know I see you because I'll get gone. I'm sorry. I recognize you. Got love for all y'all. But look, I forget where I'm at. Like I just did. But I forgot what I was talking about. That's why I can't go to the left. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and switch the subject. But it's not right. And we need to do something about this. They think they got all the sense doing what they doing when they don't. We just got to have enough sense to stand up and say enough is enough. And I ain't talking about a person getting shot, a black person getting shot. And, you know, like the lady got shot. She had some hot water or whatever. Man shot her. You know, they think they can do this. We can't just march right then. This march has to be forever until something change. And I understand because it's going to take some work. That's what Martin Luther King, Ralph Abernathy, all them guys, my pops, everybody, they was into that because they wanted to change for their children. That's what you got to think about. My grandkids. My grandkids. How it's going to be for them. Your grandkids. How it's going to be. We ain't standing up. We ain't saying nothing. We just letting them do it. And you are justified by saying, they don't bother me. I don't care nothing about them. You know, it's sad. It's so sad. But I ask you, or I challenge you to, let's start having some, we got to do something. We got to do something. We got to get together. We got to talk. We got to come up with something. We got to, like the vote. Oh, man. Everybody should have been out there voting. Everybody. You had people that didn't even vote complaining about why the lady didn't win. Did you vote? No, I was. Well, shut up then. Now, I bet you everybody talking about they voted for Donald. People voted for Donald Trump because they didn't like him. They didn't even like Donald Trump, but they stuck together because they didn't want this black woman in the Oval Office. So they still stuck together. They stuck together even when they didn't like or they didn't agree on the same thing. But when it came down to the bottom line, they stuck together and they didn't tell nobody. You wouldn't have known some of these people didn't like Trump. But anyway, man, I gotta go. Oh, I love you. Oh, girl, I love you, Lisa. She reminded me of what I was saying when I was saying Maya Angelou. I told you, I can't remember nothing. And my mom always says she can't remember. I'm like, Mom, I'm like you. I don't remember nothing either. But anyway, Maya Angelou, she was in the movement. I think she was in New York. She ran the New York branch. And she was doing such a good job. Everybody always, you know, complimented her, praised her and all that. So she had never met Martin Luther King. This was just in her heart. You see what I'm saying? She was just doing this for her people. It wasn't about Martin trying to rubberneck and try to get up under somebody, you know, the name drop and all that. She really they really wanted to change for the people that was coming behind them. They really saw that the things that they were doing to us was unfair, so they stood up and they said, we're going to do something about it. Them days are long gone. But she did everything she could do, right? My sister say, push my glasses back or something. Let me look like an old man, girl. No, but thanks. But look, so let me tell you, it was Maya and her little brother. She loved her little brother. Her little brother was her favorite. It was just them two. They always played and everything. Okay. When Maya was young, she was raped by, I think it was her mother's boyfriend, okay? But he said, if you tell anybody, I'm going to kill your little brother. And I know how much you love him, but he got to go. So when he told her that, she made a vow not to tell nobody. You know what I'm saying? Long story short, her uncles found out who it was, and they did him in. The man was no more around. But she felt a certain type of way. She said, well, shoot, because she ended up telling her uncles who did it or whatever. If she said, if I speak somebody's name, death will come to him. So that's why she went mute. She didn't talk. She didn't talk for, I think, a couple of years. And her grandmother, she was passed from grandmother to grandmother. So she went to her grandmother. I think it was her father's mother in the country. She owned a store. And she knew this very sedity. Hey, what's up, Sandy? I ain't seen you in a while, Norman. She knew this sedity, very intelligent black woman with class, and she pulled her aside and asked would she work with Maya, because nobody could get Maya to talk. Even the teachers at the school couldn't get Maya to talk. They was ready to put Maya out because they was like, we don't know what's going on. She just won't talk. So anyway, she started working with this lady. And this lady had her reading books, and repeating back to her what she read. And she made her tell it in a story. Maya couldn't do it at first. So the lady kept, practicing and practicing and practicing. Anyway, Maya, long story short, Maya became the great poet, Maya Angelou. She could tell you something like she was there. She could paint a picture so beautiful. But anyway, she got with the movement when she was old. And she never met Martin Luther King. But she was doing so good, Martin said, I gotta meet her. So he came from the South and he went to New York. So Maya had went to lunch. And when she came back from lunch, she stepped in the office. The office was like probably like 22 floors up or whatever. Big glass, how you can see out on the water, the skyscraper. Well, but I'm just saying that's what they do. So anyway, and her seat was turned backwards. And the person was looking out the window. And when she walked in the office, she was like looking like, who is this in my chair? So the chair turned around and she said it was this little man with so much power. It was the Dr. Martin Luther King. And Martin had told her, and she said she was never really fond of Martin. She didn't even like Martin because she thought Martin was like everybody else, hating, not sticking together, just saying stuff to be saying it, to make it sound good, but to fight for our people, now he can't be real. But she was sad and mistaken. So they got to kicking it. And Martin said, so how's your family? Do you got any brothers and sisters? And she thought about it first. Because her brother ended up going through the mill, like me. Ended up going to penitentiary. He was messing with drugs. He was in the street. He was just having a tough time. So a lot of times she didn't even speak about her brother, the one she loved so much. She felt like she couldn't even say nothing to nobody about him because people would condemn him. People would talk junk about him or look down on him. And it still happens today in our own culture, in our own family. But she was afraid to say something. And guess what? She said, I'm going to take a chance. If this cat real, then he'll understand. But if he ain't real, Brian, what's up, man? I ain't seen you in a long time. Anyway, she said if he's real, it'll show. But if he ain't real, that'll show too. So she said, I'm going to take a chance. She said, yeah, I have a little brother. And she said, he said, what about your little brother? Where is he? I mean, what's up with him? So she went on to say the different trials and tribulations that he had to go through in life, and what was up with him and the judicial system, and just all negative stuff that this world has put on his shoulders. And she's sharing it with a man who she's not for sure if he's gonna understand or not. Martin stopped her. Martin said, hold it, don't say another word. He said, because I could see the pain all over your face and the grief and the disappointment. He said, this is the reason, one of the reasons for the movement. What your brother went through, what your brother is going through, is because of these racist strategies and things that they're setting in place to bring our brothers down. So don't you ever be ashamed of your brother. Always love your brother and always be there for him. Maya, she began to cry and tears just started dropping because she finally had found someone that understood. She had finally found someone that wasn't going to talk junk about the person she loved dearly. This man was for real. And she said today would be the day that I have so much respect for that man. Because he is so real. And what he's fighting for was sent from God. He was sent from God. And she vowed to fight right alongside of him. And that's what they did. So I appreciate y'all listening. I hope that a lot of people take on the challenges. You know, nobody's perfect. Nobody has to walk around like they're so perfect. Everybody has something to work on. Because if we didn't, we'd be at the top. So we have something to work on. I'm hoping that the major thing on your list is to change your mentality about your brother. Don't worry about Trump and all of them, because honestly, I really believe they're going straight where they need to go, because that's a major sin. If you don't believe me, look it up. Love thy neighbor. I think that's the second. Love thy neighbor. And if you hate your neighbor just because of the color of his skin, why? That's stupid. If somebody was to be hating, it would be us. They the ones dogged us. They the one hung us from trees. And don't let me mention Emmett Till. Did you see his body in that grave, in that coffin? His mother was so strong to be able to make a decision to show the world. But she was only hoping that somebody would get it. And guess what? As of now, the way we see things, we didn't get it. As of now, with Martin Luther King and all of them gone, they even trying to play stuff over they playing games. They're trying to play stuff over his day, the Martin Luther King Day. They trying to make it, so that you can't focus on it. That's what they do. And then the next day comes and that day is gone. And then we on to something else. Don't let nobody rain on your parade. Don't let nobody make us seem like that we're not worthy. And anything that we have to do, we can do. We can do it together. We don't need them. Do they need each other? Yeah, because they already together. They sharing each stuff, We need each other. We don't have to hate on each other. Help each other. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about. That's why God put us there. And I guarantee you, if we stick together, we can accomplish so much. Man, we are so powerful. Just peep out the trickery. We're the #1 country with the most Americans incarcerated behind bars. And that could be from drunk driving, fighting, whatever. And I'm not naming hard crimes. I'm naming non-violent crimes. But they're going to make us keep doing it, making us go through the mill and making it look like to society that we are the scum of America, and we're not. I got to go now. I got love for y'all. The gangs, look, man, the gangs, I can't really say nothing about gangs. I'm not a hater when it comes to gangs, because each generation has some type of, groups, or I don't know what the word is, but each generation has something they call their own. Back in my day, it was the fraternities and all that, the gents, the Qs, and all of those. The Qs still exist and all that. But your gang is your gang. But when you have a gang, you're supposed to make it better for you and your family and your race and all of that. Make it better. Don't be the problem. You don't think killing each other is a problem? Is that macho? No, it's not. I done seen y'all little young brothers. Y'all some cool little young brothers. And you seem like you could be so much smarter than that. And it shows that whatever you take on, You serious about it and you can carry it through, but you're just carrying it through the wrong way, little brother. Son, pass the word. Stop killing each other. They love that. They love it. They even say we #1 in gun violence and incarcerated individuals per capita. Oh my God. Look at that. This doesn't make no sense. And if you don't think this was a plan well put together to keep us down, now just remember, if I haven't said anything else, just know that we have been brainwashed since slavery and we haven't gotten it together yet because we still hating each other. You hate me because I got good hair. I hate you because you black and women like black guys now. What the heck going on? I don't like you because you got more money than me. I don't like you because you drive a Lexus. Look, people are so gone crazy over trying to show somebody else something. They'll go, instead of going to go buy a Volkswagen Passat or something that runs good, looks good, and I mean, guaranteed to get you where you gotta go and get you back. They'd rather go buy a broken down Lexus with the L on the Lexus hanging off the back of the trunk, the tires ball as a mug, hey, smoke coming out of it, and they got 30-day tags on it. Then they on the side. But like I said before, but if I pull up in my little, Volkswagen Passat and look over and just wave, we so messed up in the mind that they wouldn't wave back. They'll look and roll their eyes, because in their mind, they're better than me, because they're in a Lexus. Okay. I'm going to give you a good piece. When a Lexus get that far, it's no longer a Lexus. You just got a car. So don't be fooling yourself. But again, let's stick together, family. Let's stick together. Let's stop talking about each other. Let's stop doing this. Let's love one another, okay? And I'm going to try not to be so upset about it. But to answer your question about this flag and this shirt, I think Sandy said something about this was a nice shirt or whatever. Yeah, it's a nice shirt. But I don't like it. I could care less about it. You know why? Because I'm not a part of the lick. I'm not a part of the family. I'm not a part of it. I'm not considered equal. I can help build your country, but I don't get no respect as a person, as a man. And it's not right. You look at me as less than. You treat a dog better than you treat us. And that's not right. And I like to give everybody, tip my hat and show you some love, who are white and who are not racist and who really see things the way God wants us to see it or wants you to see it. If we all could stick together and boom, 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 it would be love. But we ain't got time for that right now. We got to work on us. There ain't nothing racist about this. It's just something that needs to be done. Let's stop being divided. Okay? And be united and love one another and help each other and start paying attention, because it's on. Trump should have never got back in office, and it's on. Okay? So he's so dumb, we can't let him outsmart us. So let's go on and get together and pull this thing together and show that we somebody. That's why I like to hear that girl speak. I forgot her name on the Senate, on the floor or whatever. She be serving them too, and I be loving it. If everybody was like that, and the what is it, NCAA? Where are they? You used to hear about them all the time. They used to speak. They used to do this. There are no other groups, I believe, that are not afraid to stand up to them And y'all got some money. Them billionaires, P. Diddy and all of them, you should have been going around trying to get people to, unite versus that crazy mess. But it was that crazy mess because you was brainwashed too. They did it to you. the Diddy thing. I'm going to call it the Diddy thing. Then they said something about all the baby oil. Why they say that? Everybody just took off. Now it's all about talking about each other. So listen, family, I love you. I want to see you succeed. I want me to succeed. And if I need help, if you need help, I got you. And if I need help, get me. Don't talk about me. Don't hate me. Love me. And want to see me succeed. Because every little pin on the map is a plan by them to keep us down. And they not even telling us what's going on. That's how, they ain't even telling what Bernie Sanders said on the floor the other day. Trump, we know y'all don't want the presidency. That ain't what you really wanted. Just you and Elon Musk, just tell us what is going on. What do y'all want? Man, has it gotten that bad? They getting their guns ready. They getting their people in place. And then they already firing people. You feel what I'm saying? He don't care. And if you do, look, he fired I ain't even no need to saying. Everybody know how trifling that cat is. But anyway, man, I'm sorry. I even went in. I probably went to the level. I know I got to hear it from my baby tonight. But anyway, I love y'all. Keep it up. I'm going to come back in NAACP, bro. I love you, girl. What I say? I don't know what I said. But anyway, my show will start back up in a few. And, it'll be broadcast. And please tune in, and do what you can. Hit that like button. And whatever you got to do to help me. That's another thing. A person, I looked on the thing, and you might have 120 people look at your video, but 10 like it. Now, I don't care if you push a button for me or not, but I'm just saying the hatred, it's stuff that just don't make sense. Why wouldn't you? If you sat there and listened to something long enough, why wouldn't you just push like? I ain't gonna push like, I don't like that nigga for real. I'm just saying that's how we do. And then try to act like you like somebody. People are what they show you. Always remember that. Not what they say. They can say anything to you. But what they show you is what's real. So be cool. Think about what I said. And I'm going to think about it too. Because I know I was all over the place. And I might have a part 2 or whatever. But anyway, I appreciate everybody. Yeah, you right, Brian. He is a puppet. But guess what? That puppet's sitting in the Oval Office. And my dumb tail's sitting in here. So, I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. So, everybody take care. Like I say, let's stick together. Let's be apart and not divided. I'm about to push the button. But I'm going to say this one last thing. That's what the apartheid was about. They wanted them separated because the racist people was taking over in Africa with Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela refused to give in. Nelson Mandela was doing like I'm doing now. He thought it was very important to keep, going around sharing the message, to not give up, to let's stick together, to believe in yourself, to know that you are a beautiful person of God. A black person is a beautiful person. Good-hearted, very intelligent. You have to know this about yourself. So Nelson Mandela kept going around. It got so bad, they was on his tail. They was chasing him down too, because they was like, he putting too much jewels out there. We got to get him. He was running around with wigs and everything until they got him. He was doing a little, he would speak at different people's houses and stuff like that. He was just going. He would never stop. He never gave up until they arrested him. And then he spent 27 years in the penitentiary. And the best thing that he said, and this is good to leave you with because it all ties in. Mandela wrote a book called Conversations with Yourself. He did it when he was confined in isolated cells and stuff. He didn't have nothing to do, so he was just brainstorming. He said, all of us have come from the mud of society. The mud of society. All of us. Nobody is better than the next person. But how we can get out of it is to not allow the bad in a person to dictate how you feel about them or how you treat them. Instead, nurture the good about a person. And that person will be good. Stop looking at all the bad in a person and then hating on them. All of us have come from the mud of society, but it is our humanly duty to nurture the good in a person and not the bad. That's our duty. So while you sit around talking about me, you dead wrong. If I'm talking about you, I'm dead wrong. We should see, oh, this is what's good about Pat. Everybody out, they already know what's bad. I mean, that's what's always been said. Put that aside. What's good about a person? And then if you start thinking about what's good about a person, guess what? You'll begin to learn the unconditional love element and what it means and what it feels. You got to treat people as God would, as Jesus would. Take care. Thanks.